The idea was that at the base of what man is freedom. What is freedom? Do we even think about it? Do we even recognize what it is in our lives?
We see history happening now. We're in a historical period that whatever happens within the next 5 years is going to drastically impact future generations.
To me, that's the most satisfying explanation, is like there's maybe a higher dimensional connection going on. And of course, there can also be conspiracies at the human level, and I'm not denying that these things happen. These things happen all the time. I think that there's a more mysterious level that is much more interesting to me to tap into and to find traces of.
We're not victims of this world. I have been programmed to be a victim, and when you get out of that program, you become the master.
So I'm putting my listeners on alert to be aware of this. Royal families, which have long dynasties, still exist. The Vatican, probably one of the most corrupt organizations, and has hundreds of satellite miscellaneous orders around it in Vatican City and elsewhere. These papal orders, chivalric and equestrian orders, all exist today. The Knights of Malta, right, who used to be the Knights Hospitallers, they still exist. They sit on the United Nations, representing a nation. The Cistercian order, which is the monastic wing of the Templars, still exists. The College of Cardinals, which is so powerful it defies imagination, still exists.
We have been complacent in a great many ways, and it's to a large extent it's not actually the fault necessarily of the people in the West, because these power players, I have described them previously as dark occultists. They understand the psychology of human beings inside out. They are far smarter than anyone thinks or understands.
If you look at what Stanford Research Institute did with the Stargate program, which was a psychic spying program with remote viewers, extremely well documented. I've interviewed many of the people involved in that program on Skeptico. It is undeniable that it happened, and it supports completely your point, Michael, that these guys were so far past this materialistic nonsense that it's like a joke.
That modern man has characteristics of both land and sea mammals, and that this aquatic phase that we went through was not the only one, that we went through several in which our species was tossed back and forth from land to sea and back to the land again. And that is what has caused us to evolve the way we have, and also to explain our rather conflicted psychology. We are, as it were, half dolphins and half killer chimpanzees.
Part of that is keeping people indoctrinated in the idea that they're machines made of matter in competition with each other for survival.
Nothing is being given to us straight. And of course, before you know it, quite rightly, you are questioning everything that we're told.
If you have a great enemy, it's because you yourself are great. You deserve that enemy, because the more powerful your enemy, right, the more it's going to awaken your sense of inner power. Only the powerful have powerful enemies.
Freedom is the goal. People can put you in prisons, they can tie you up, they can have restricting laws, but freedom exists internally. So stare the challenges in the face, overcome them internally, and freedom is yours. So go and take it.
I will not make any deals with you. I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.